the stories of the old gods. This story is about Asgard. The home of the Aesir. Asgard is protected by a high wall around it. But this wall was not always there. One day, a smith came to Asgard. This smith was also a giant, one of the Jotunar. This giant told the gods he would build the wall around Asgard. In exchange for building this wall, he asked for the hand of marriage of Freya, queen of the gods. Now, this was not acceptable to Freya. She protested loudly to Odin. Do not allow this Jotunar to claim me. But the Jotunar's demands were not just the hand of Freya. He also wished the sun and the moon from the sky. This was an outrageous demand. Furthermore, he said it would only take him 2 seasons to build the wall. The gods knew this was impossible. And Loki, the trickster, himself a Jotun, told the giant smith that they would honor his bargain and he would have his price, but only if he could complete the work in 1 season. To the surprise of the gods, the giant smith agreed and set about his work. He worked from midsummer into autumn with the help only of his great stallion, Svarilfari. When it was only 3 days away from midwinter, the giant had almost completed his work on the fortifications of Asgard. The gods became angry with Floki and they seized him. The giant is almost done with his work, Odin told Loki. And if this giant completes his work, he will steal the sun and the moon from us. And our queen Freya. And if this happens, Loki, we will kill you. Now Loki, in fear for his life, he told the gods everything would be fine, like he always does. And he would ensure that the giant did not complete his task. So the gods released him to stop the giant. That night, the giant and Svarilfari went deep into the snowy forest, deep into the darkness. In the distance, the stallion heard a mare whinny towards him. The mare was Loki in disguise. Now Svarilfari, in his lust, broke free from his reins and chased after the mare in the forest. The giant called after him, Svarilfari! But the stallion was too lustful of the mare, and he broke free and ran into the forest away from night through the forest for Spadilfari. When he could not find him, he knew he would not be able to complete his work in time to honor his bargain. And so he went humbly before the gods in failure. The gods laughed at the giants. How foolish of you to think you could take one of our goddesses as your wife. And the gods delivered the only payment that the giant deserved. A blow from Thor's hammer to the side of his head, and it split the giant's head into pieces no bigger than a grain of rice. But deep in the forest, the mare became tired. The snow was deep, and Spadilfari caught up to the mare. Spadilfari's lust was so great that he immediately impregnated the mare. Which, if you remember, was Floki in disguise. The emission resulting from Spadilfari was so great that the mare became pregnant immediately. The mare gave birth not long after to the eight-legged horse of Odin, Sleipnir. Skål! To Sleipnir! To Loki! And to the lustful stallion himself, Spadilfari. Skål! Thank you for honoring me with this time to tell you of these stories of the old gods. I will close the day, every day, with Saxon Moon here, telling the stories. This is the first time I have ever been mooned by a Saxon, and it didn't upset me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.